Thanks for leading the mission, but we're giving the medal to the officer who stayed at base. I was a sergeant in Iraq back in 2007, stationed at a small outpost outside Ramadi. We've been getting hit with mortar attacks every night for 2 weeks straight. Our job was to find the launch site and shut it down. My squad leader, Staff Sergeant Jake Morrison, had been tracking the attack patterns. He figured out they were firing from an abandoned factory about 3 miles from our base. Command approved a night raid to take it out. The problem was our platoon leader, First Lieutenant Hayes, was scheduled to lead the mission, but the morning we were supposed to go, Hayes came down with food poisoning, like really bad. The medic had him on an IV in the aid station. Captain Reynolds, our company commander, pulled Jake aside. "Morrison, you're the most experienced NCO we have. You're leading this one. Hayes will coordinate from the operations center once he's feeling better." Jake had done 5 deployments. Hayes had been in country for 6 weeks. It made sense. That night, we rolled out with 12 guys. Jake had planned everything perfectly. Route in, backup routes, rally points, everything. We hit the factory around 2 a.m. Turned out there were way more insurgents than intelligence reported. We expected maybe 5 guys. There were at least 20. The firefight lasted 3 hours. Jake directed our movements, called in air support, coordinated with quick reaction force, kept everyone calm. 2 of our guys got wounded, but Jake got them evacuated safely while maintaining our position. We captured 8 insurgents and seized a bunch of weapons and mortar tubes, completely shut down their operation. No more attacks on our outpost after that night. Back at base, everyone knew Jake had run that mission flawlessly. Hayes had been on the radio from the operations center, but he was mostly just relaying Jake's request to higher command. 2 months later, headquarters announced award recommendations. Bronze Star with Valor device for leadership during the factory raid. They called formation to announce it. I was standing right next to Jake, thinking finally this guy's getting recognized. He'd been doing the real work for years while officers got the medals. First Lieutenant Hayes, the captain read from the paper, for exceptional leadership and tactical decision-making during combat operations. Jake's face didn't change, but I saw his jaw tighten. Hayes stood there at attention, trying not to smile. After formation, I found Jake in the motor pool. "Sarge, that's complete garbage. You led that whole mission." He was checking fluid levels on a Humvee, not looking at me. Hayes was the platoon leader. It was his mission on paper, but he was puking his guts out in the aid station. Doesn't matter. He was the officer in charge. That's how it works. I couldn't let it go. "Did you say anything to the captain?" Jake finally looked at me. "Listen, I've been in for 12 years. This isn't the first time, and it won't be the last. Officers get medals, NCOs get the job done. That's the deal. That's not fair. Fair doesn't exist in the Army. We did our job. Everyone came home alive. That's what matters." But here's the thing that really got me. At the awards ceremony 3 weeks later, Hayes gave his speech about the mission. Talked about the tactical decisions, the coordination, the leadership required. He used all of Jake's words. Every detail Jake had briefed to the platoon, even mentioned specific moments that happened while Hayes was in the aid station hooked up to an IV. Hayes got his Bronze Star pinned on by a visiting general, shook hands, took photos, the whole deal. Jake stood in formation with the rest of us, clapping when everyone else clapped. After the ceremony, Hayes actually walked over to Jake. I thought maybe he'd acknowledge what really happened. "Good work on that mission, Sergeant," Hayes said, like he was complimenting a guy who'd helped him move furniture. "Yes, sir," Jake said. Nothing else. I got out after that deployment. Jake stayed in, made Sergeant First Class, then Master Sergeant. Retired last year after 22 years. I asked him at his retirement party if that mission still bothered him. "Which mission?" he said. "I ran a lot of operations." He genuinely didn't remember, or pretended not to. For him, it was just another day where an NCO did the work and an officer got the credit. Hayes made captain, then major. Last I heard, he's a lieutenant colonel working at the Pentagon. Probably has that Bronze Star displayed in his office.